Had it not been for a jammed gun, we could be reporting tonight on multiple people being shot at a Fort Worth McDonald's. The gunman aimed at several people, pulled the trigger, but nothing happened. The video really is pretty incredible to watch. And only on Fox 4, you're going to hear from the man who put his own life on the line to fight off that would-be shooter. Fox 4's Brandon Todd joining us now from that McDonald's. And Brandon, you also got a chance to talk to the suspect. He's in jail tonight, but what did he have to tell you?
Well, I tell you, from his perspective, he wanted keys to a car and he figured that a gun would get it done. But if you look at the perspective of the man who tried to stop him and those customers inside this McDonald's back here, they escaped what was sure to be a mass shooting with their lives.
Pulled out a gun and asked for keys and money.
Davidge Armstrong explains the moment you see here on McDonald's surveillance video. A man with a gun, 24-year-old Justin Joseph, starts pulling the trigger. Watch again at the top of the screen. A little girl is right there when Joseph yells and bolts for safety.
I'm still in shock. I was in shock then. I actually thought that was it. That was the end.
In shock because as Joseph repeatedly pulls the trigger on the handgun, it never fires.
I could hear the clicking, and I just was waiting for the bullets to hit me.
Here in the video, you can see Armstrong rush the gunman.
Just kind of tried to push the gun away from my face.
Armstrong says Joseph went outside, pointed the gun in the air, pulled the trigger, and this time it fired. Then Joseph came back in, pointed the gun at Armstrong, pulled the trigger again. It misfired again.
He kept yelling, "Give me your car keys, and you think I'm playing with you. You think I'm playing."
And people are really after me, and I'm not losing my mind.
That's why Justin Joseph spoke to me from jail. Much of what he says didn't make sense and contradicted what you see on the video. And get this, he says he wanted to apologize to all the kids and customers for scaring them and wanted people to know he wasn't crazy.
I felt like people was trying to get me, man. Like my own family, I feel like my own family was trying to get me.
What do you mean get you?
Like kill me.
He says in the McDonald's he just lost it and was trying to get keys to a car so he could get away from whoever was trying to kill him.
Keys to whoever car. I didn't care who it was. I didn't care what car it was. Didn't care what you was driving. Motorcycle, I would have took that too, man. I just needed something to get away.
Joseph tells me he didn't ever mean to kill anyone and knew the gun wasn't going to fire. But watch this part of the video as Sergeant Joe Lohman explains.
He clears his weapon, he drops the magazine, he racks the gun, and it doesn't work again.
Fort Worth detectives believe Joseph was clearly trying to get the gun to work so he could shoot someone. Investigators wondered if it was divine intervention that the gun jammed. Armstrong says it was.
And I'm still just trying to wrap my head around why I'm still here.
We spoke with Joseph's mother. She declined to comment for this story. McDonald's has actually set up some sort of an employee hotline for any of their employees that need counseling. Heather?
Well, that's a great idea. And Brandon, it's so disturbing even to see that little girl run out. All right, let's talk about this guy, this suspect, because he was actually in that McDonald's for a few minutes, right, before all this happened, kind of acting like another customer?
Right, he was. He walked in, he walked up to the counter, he asked for a cup for water. He walked over to get that water, and that's when he told me he heard somebody say something to him. He thought he was in danger, and then he says that's when he pulled out the gun.
God, it's just, you know what, it's incredible that nobody was shot. I imagine the detectives really believe they could have had a mass shooting on their hands.
Well, they do. And by the way, he was waving that gun around, pointing it at more than one person, pulling the trigger the whole time. I mean, guns are going to malfunction from time to time. That happens. But for this one to jam right at those particular moments that it did, Heather, is absolutely amazing.
It's incredible. All right, Brandon Todd, appreciate the story. Brandon, live tonight. Thank you.